Hey everybody, so in addition to doing videos on CAC submissions and TPG submissions and the occasional unboxing of cooler purchases, I also I want to show you some stuff about my personal collection. So today I'm going to do my Morgan Dollar year set. A date set is cost prohibitive for me because I don't have a huge discretionary budget, and so I chose to do a year set of Morgans. So 1878 and 1904. I will explain why I don't consider 1921 to be a part of the set at a later point in time. So without further ado, this is my 1878 S. It's a 64 CAC. A nice coin overall, tougher date to find with decent color. You can see there's like it looks like a scratch behind the eye there. That is actually a break in the toning, not a scratch. So a nice coin, full color on the obverse minus these spots, which are a little annoying. I bought this coin from Todd Pollock at Baltimore. You guys might know him, he's a great photographer. Yeah, I bought it from him at Baltimore. I did pay a premium for it, but it was worth it because I've been looking for a nice 78S for my set for a while. I will probably eventually upgrade this to a 65 with color, but that's going to be quite a bit of money. So, in the interim, this coin does just fine. You can see the reverse is mostly white with a shade of rainbow down there. A little friction right there. But nice coin. I love the how it goes from like the pastels, and it goes a little more vibrant. Then you get these greens and these purples before it fades to black. Uh, cool coin. I really like that coin. The next three are untoned. They are all in NGC fatty holders, and they are all CAC, and they are all proof-like, which makes them a really cool triplicate set, like triumvirate to see. The 79S was my first major coin purchase. I bought this off eBay about 6 years ago. It cost me $950. I sent it into CAC. It's stickered. So $965. Just an absolutely incredible coin. This is one I will not part with until the day I die. It's just it's just a ridiculous coin. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Just look at it. It's got, some minor, frost breaks on the cheek. Totally acceptable for a 67. The fields are ridiculously clean. Easily one of my favorite coins in my collection. I paid $965 for this thing because that was the going rate for an NGC 67 PL. The reason why I convinced myself to buy it was because it was in an older holder, intact hologram and everything. And PCGS 67 PLs were like $2,000. If that spread hadn't existed, I probably wouldn't have bought this queen. Yeah, but awesome queen. Next one up is a grade lower, 80S and 66 PL. The backstory behind this one is kind of messed up. I saw this on eBay. It sold almost instantly for 300. The buyer, I contacted the seller and I was like, "Who's the buyer? I'd like to buy that one." And they gave me their information. The buyer of the coin never responded to me on eBay, but I saw it pop up on Heritage, like I don't know, not that long after. So my white balance is going again. That's super annoying how that happens. All right, cool. So I saw it pop up on Heritage about 2 weeks after I messaged him, so he must have sent it off to Heritage right away. I made the choice to just try and get it at Heritage, and I did. It cost me $550 plus 15 for the CAC sticker. So not cheap, but it was the third of this series of three that I bought, and it was the perfect coin to fit in between the middle of them. And I didn't know how long it would be before another 66 PL came up on the market, so I grabbed it. The one reason why I'll probably eventually sell this coin and get rid of it is that carbon spot right there. I thought this would not CAC because of that spot. So, but it did. Beats me, you know. It's a nice coin, but that carbon spot just kills it for me. So that's unfortunate. The next one up is another grade lower, still PL, as I mentioned. This is a 65 PL. I bought this for $180 off eBay. The pictures were completely angled into the lights. They looked like that, and they were very low res pictures. So these older holders, they're not always PL. A lot of times they'll fall short of the designation. So I didn't think this would be that nice of a coin. I bought it for the plastic because it's a NGC 3.0. And then I got it. The story goes, I picked up like 8 or 9 packages from my PO box that day, and I actually left this package in the car, and I was so unexcited to get this coin in that I actually forgot about the package and dropped it in the car and didn't realize it for about 3 hours. And when I opened the package, I was just blown away. Easily, I think today this is a 65 plus dimple. Like, the mirrors are crazy on this thing, like how deep they are. Yeah, this is almost a foot away right here. My finger wiggling around. It's crazy deep. So I showed this to Dom Rinker, who's a very well-known PL and DMPO Morgan dealer. He's saying, yeah, that's a dimple today for sure. Dimple sure for DMPO. So yeah, this is another very nice queen. A keeper for my collection as well. My 82 is up next. This one's a toner. This is a Philadelphia. It's a tougher date in 65. And 82 and 64 is like, I think, right around $100, maybe a little less, like 80. 65s, they jump strong. They go all the way up to, I think, like 300, 400, something like that. Well, with the color, this is worth more than that. This queen I picked up raw. I got this for $22 and a roll from a dealer. I don't know why he didn't pick this one out and sell it for more, but I'm not going to complain. It's a double-sided toner. Nice queen. It did fail CAC, I will say that. Why? Not sure. My guess is that it hit right behind the nose. But still a nice queen. Still a nice queen, even though it failed CAC. So I will keep that. I don't always agree with CAC, so that is one, actually, where I do agree with them. Well, actually, we got this one next. Right, so this is my 83cc. My 83 for my set. It's in a GSA holder, as you can see. It's graded 64. And this coin actually taught me something about GSAs. They won't give a star designation. NGC will not give a star designation to reverse tone GSAs. You can find a couple out there. It's a policy that they instituted shortly after they started doing stars. But if you have a reverse tone GSA, you can't get a star designation on it. So this has got awesome rainbow toning. Covers the pastels to the more vibrant colors. Gets into the greens a little bit right there. It doesn't. Ideally, this would be shifted up a little bit and have greens and purples and nice deep dark colors right there. So it's not ideal, but it's still a really nice toner for a CC GSA in the original case. 64. This failed CAC. I'm not surprised. When I submitted it, I thought it was a 63 plus, not a 64. So I guess it got a bump for the color. But, the problem with the bump for the color is that means it doesn't CAC. So, yeah. It comes the original box. So I got all that other stuff set aside. I have a whole bunch of GSAs. That's generally kept with it. So next up is my 84O and 65 plus. This failed CAC as well. I can see why. When I sent this in for grading, I thought it would grade 64. But the colors are stunning. They're, it's full rainbow. You start with almost no toning right there. Blues, yellows, reds, pinks, greens. Yeah, I love this coin. The backstory behind this one. Well, the 83cc, I bought that on eBay for $375. So that's the backstory on that one. But I had $150 in eBay bucks, so it cost me $225 net. This one was $110 buy it now on eBay. So crazy good deal. $110. This queen was a rip. And then when it graded 65 plus, I was shocked. At 65 plus, I'm guessing this is probably like around $1,000 coin just because of the color. Because 65 plus is maybe 130, $140. So the color puts this one over the top. Super nice. Next one's another eBay buy. This is an 85 and 66 plus CAC. I bought this as a 66 in a first generation blue holder, and I submitted it for reconsideration myself. This came from a guy who was parting his collection out, and he said he'd sold most of them, and this is the last really nice toner he had left. I think I paid like, okay, so the story goes, I messaged the guy, I asked him, well, what do you realistically want for this coin? He's like, oh, I'm going to take the best offer again the next 24 hours. His pictures were terrible. It wasn't TrueView at the time. It didn't, you could barely see the color. You could see it had something, but you couldn't really tell what. He said, the best offer I have right now is $450 from Yankee Coin. And Yankee Coin, I have an issue with that guy. I feel like he juices a lot of his images. So I was like, screw that. And I offered him $453. 12 hours later or so, he accepted my offer. I got the thing in the mail, and I was pretty blown away. About a year later, I sent it in for reconsideration and TrueViews, and it went up to 66 plus. CAC recacked it because I don't care about pluses, and this is a keeper for me. It's a lovely coin. Could I ever see this in a 7 holder? Probably not. I think it's maxed out as it is, just because of the high point rub there, like the lack of frost on the chest, and then there's like some minor ticks on the obverse. So while it's nice, I think that's maxed out at 66 plus. Next up is an 86, another toner. My whole run of 80s is pretty much toned. This one is a legendary Battle Creek toner. This is a 64 star. I purchased this off of a guy on the Collector's Universe forums. I'd wanted a Battle Creek for ages, so to get one was pretty sweet. Really happy to get it for $325, which is really, you can't get Battle Creeks for less than $300. So to get a nice toner that later cacked for $325, I thought was a pretty good deal. I traced back the original auction of this coin back when it was first sold in the Battle Creek collection, and it went for about $150. I don't know if the guy I bought it off of got it from Battle Creek. I don't think so. But he made money. The guy who originally bought it out of Battle Creek made money. So, Battle Creek toners are great. They're a strong pedigree, strong name. Everybody loves them. And you can find some really crazy Battle Creek toners. Next up is an 87 in PCGS 64 plus CAC. This is end of roll toner. I got this off eBay. I wanted it at auction. I think this cost me right around $100 before grading because it was raw when I bought it. But it's a nice end of roll toner. It's the only end of roll toner I have in my collection. I'm not big on end of rolls unless they get really crazy color, and I'm a bargain hunter, so I don't pay up for color. Not much, at least. So it's tough for me to find cool coins to add to my collection. I've had this for about 3 or 4 years now. It's got the cheek of a 65, It just doesn't, it's got like scratches and stuff there. There you go, you can see a little bit of right there. That's why it's a 64 plus. Next up is an 1888 and 65 star. I got this from Stax Bowers. This coin was, the pictures in Stax Bowers really captured all of the color and maxed it out. So I was a little disappointed with this when I got it in hand. It was cacked and everything at the time. I just thought it was a little baggy for a 5. I was expecting it to be a little bit nicer. I don't know if you can kind of see right there. So it took a while for this queen to grow on me, about 6 months to a year, before I kicked my other 88 and 64 plus out, which is not tuned for this queen. Today I'm still not in love with it. It's decent, but I prefer something with a little more color. This is nice, but it's not great. So, whatever. It's there for now. I'll eventually upgrade that coin. Next one I bought raw from my local dealer. It's an 89 PCGS 64 CAC. This was in an envelope for years. I got the envelope when I bought the coin. Came with it. I paid $50 for this thing. Yeah, $50 was a great deal. It's a little dark, but the colors are great. Purples, greens. Just really deep, dark colors. And the reverse is mostly white. You can see a little color on the edges there. Nice coin, tougher date to find, and 65. Not a super easy date to find with color either, although there are some nice ones out there. So yeah, this was a great buy. I'll probably keep this one forever, even if I do eventually upgrade, just because coins like this I kind of have an emotional attachment to, so it's tough for me to sell. Next up is this one's a relatively recent purchase. I got this from Great Collections. I paid out the ass for this coin. I overpaid for it. Their images made the color seem a little nicer than it was, and the cheek looked a little cleaner in their images than it actually is. I paid 500 for this. I regret that, but you know it is a nice coin. You can see if you tilt it right into the light, you get the greens to pop and everything. Uh, so yeah, it's a nice coin. 90S with color, 90p with color, 90O with color. None of them are super easy to find with nice color. So yeah, this is it is what it is. It failed CAC, which did not shock me at all. Um, yeah, I will eventually replace this coin, but for now, it sits in my collection. No, it's just mediocre. I'm not gonna say my collection's full of amazing gems and everything like that. It's a constant work in progress, and this is one of those coins that's definitely more of a work in progress than a keeper. The 91S is 63 CAC. I bought this in a bulk group of Morgans. I bought 100 Morgans for about 1,800 bucks, and this was in there. So obviously not a bulk coin in 63. The color on this actually reminds me a lot of a Redfield coin, so it's a common Redfield Hort date. So my guess is this was in a Redfield holder at some point, and it was removed. And 63 seems a little strict to me, but I guess it does have a lot of friction. So 63 could be accurate as well. It cacked at 63, so that's good enough for me. Another one I will eventually replace, but for now, I filled this hole for like 60 bucks all in. So that's pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. Collecting on a budget requires sacrifices and you know making tough choices about which dates you're going to prioritize and which ones you're not. And date just isn't a priority for me right now. Next one over there. 92. Oh, this was the 64 CAC. This is the second most expensive. Well, this is the second big purchase I made. I got some Heritage. I can't remember exactly how much it cost me. I think it was about 800. It wasn't CAC'd when I bought it. They were selling it alongside another 64 that was CAC'd. That sold for like 1,200. So I went for the lesser of the two, price wise. Yeah, it's a 92O. It's nothing special. It's a remnant of a time where I thought I was really gonna push this harder than I did before I switched over to focusing on coins that just have tremendous eye appeal. So it's nice for what it is. For 64, slightly weak strike probably keeps it out of a plus holder, along with, a little bit of ticks and bag marks there. That's white. You can see the eagle's chest is pretty flat, so it's a big reason why it won't over 65 in my opinion. Yeah, it's a remnant of a different time in my collection. Gets to stick around for whatever reason. 94. Oh, I don't have a 93, so we'll jump up to 94. Oh, this coin is AU58, failed CAC. It's a rainbow toner, but you have to angle it under the light to really catch the rainbow. I don't know if I can even catch it properly here. Yeah, it's tough. You can kind of see hints of it right there. Other side. This is I paid I think 60 bucks for this thing, so it's like a $500 coin. I paid $60 for it from a dealer who thought it was like a 50, 45, 50. But I saw it and I was like, nah, it's got way too much luster for that. It's got to be higher. I think he was just overly focused on the dark areas here and there. It's probably an envelope toner. That's likely where that comes from. The higher points are in contact with the envelope and they get that darker color to them. My 95, I don't have a 95, so I'll skip up to 96. This is another one that is on the list to upgrade. I actually have a 66 plus CAC that I don't like, so that's not part of the set. I actually may have sold that, I'm not sure. But here, this 65 I got for like 150 bucks. It's toned. It did not come CAC'd, but it came true viewed in the secure plus holder. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy that. It's both sides are toned, dual toner, dual sided toner. Pastels on this side, a little darker on that side, and just a nice queen for what it is. I'll eventually upgrade that one as well. You can find some really nicely toned 96s. 97 is next. This one I bought off of eBay. I think I got this off Surf Toned. I can't remember. Just a nice solid coin. I think this is about 180. See, it's got like some like streaks on the face from like mishandling maybe. But this is another one that looks like an envelope toner to me. Although the reverse kind of throws that off. Reverse color is great. Obverse color is okay. Again, it's just a hole filler. Nice coin. You can see most of my focus was on the 1880s. You know, just truly great looking coins. Although this is no slouch itself. So yeah, decent color is always what I'm looking for. This has decent color and affordable price. 98.0, 66. This is a tough date to find with great color. So I went with high grade here. 66 CAC. I bought this for $250 from a local dealer back when 66s were stronger on the market. Yeah, not much to say about this one. It's got this kind of typical toning you get on these later dates. Probably from just the way it was stored. It's got a hammered strike, good luster, decent color for what it is. Nothing too special, nothing I'm going to waste too much time on. I would love to get a nicely toned 98. All these, 98, 99. You'll see the 99 is actually a different kind of coin. This is just a better 99S, 63 CAC. I got this for like $50 with a group of 4 other coins. I submitted it myself, graded it myself. I just kind of kept this one because I haven't found anything better for 99 yet. I would love to get a 99 and 65 or 66 with color to replace this with and basically break even on the sale of it. And you can see when I submitted this one was when they were using the Dow stickers. These are semi-rare stickers at this point because so many of them were damaged. And they just damage really easily. So these holders are pretty uncommon to see. Fun holders. 99S63 is a much tougher coin. Not as tough as some of those other dates like 04S and whatnot, but not an easy coin to find in uncirculated grades, especially not raw. Next up is my 1900 and MS65. This came from Nicholas Hutzel. I've known him now for about 6 years or so, and I've owned this coin for at least 4 of those years. He said he bought it from a dealer who thought it was a 63, submitted it, sold it to me for $150 at 65, and I love this coin's overall look. It's pretty cool. It's semi-proof like surfaces, and just a really clean coin. If it wasn't that hit on the cheek, it's probably like a 66. It's got some nice rainbow there. Just a solid coin. And it came from a good friend of mine. That's always cool too. 1901. This came from Senator 32 on Reddit. Larry Stenderback. It's a 66. It failed CAC. I was never quite sure why it failed CAC. I should send it back in and ask. Nice rim toning, great eye appeal, great luster. Very clean overall. It does have a slight bit of haze, but haze technically doesn't matter with grade. And to get the haze off, you'd have to dip it, which means you lose the toning, and I don't want to do that. Reverse is more the same. I don't know. Maybe it's slightly weakly struck, and that's why it didn't CAC. Slightly weak strike, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's a super nice coin. I doubt I'll ever upgrade this just because of how much it costs to get. A 67 or a 66 with more color is going to be prohibitive. 1902. This was an eBay buy again, as you know most of my coins are. I think I paid like $350 for this coin. Excuse me. It failed CAC, but it has nice color. I do need to send this coin back in for true reviews at some point. You can see it's got really nice spectrum of color there. It's a tougher date to find color on. I can't remember the full backstory behind this queen when I was talking to the guy who bought it. But yeah, tough to find. Nice color one, and this is obverse color, crosses the spectrum. The reverse is mostly white with a little bit of flat strike there. I do think that's the reason why I think CAC. To me, this queen grade's 64 plus, not 65, because that weak strike should hold it out of gem. But nice queen. Oh, I'm just noticing the holder's cracked. Oh, look, there's an excuse to send it back in. 1903, another tough date to find with color. This one, I just bought the nicest 65 I could. This is like stupid nice for a 65, in my opinion. You do not see 65s with cheeks like this very much. Just ridiculously clean. It's slightly on the weaker side of a strike, which is probably why it's not a 66. But I try not to get overly fixated on strike with Morgans. I really look at the cheeks. I'm really a fan of a clean cheek on a Morgan. This is technically, grade-wise, looks like a 6 all day to me. This is not a date that comes like super duper hammered or anything either. I am somewhat tempted to crack this and submit it raw and see if it gets a 6, but that's, this one's cracked too. Maybe I will crack it out. We'll see. We'll see. And last is my 1904 in 65. This was also an eBay buy. I can't remember how much. I think I paid in the realm of $230 to $240 for this. It is a target toner. Great rainbow toning on the obverse here. You can see it better there. The stiff LCAC, I'm guessing because that hit right there. It's got nice eye appeal. And this is a queen I think deserved CAC. So this is a situation where I disagree with them. Reverse is basically the same. Nice toning as well. Yeah, that's tough to find with any color. I was bidding on a replacement for this coin, and I lost it because it went over 400, and I wasn't willing to go that high. This will eventually be replaced. I'm sure of it. 1904s, while they're not super tough with color, they're a little more difficult, and there's a little more competition for them. But I'm sure I will get one someday that'll replace this. But for now, that's where that is. And like I said, 21 Morgans I'd explain later. Essentially, I don't believe 21 Morgans should be part of this set because the dies were thrown away after 1904. And then when they decided to remint them, to melt down what they had and remint it, to issue to to Europe to help rebuild after World War One. They had to make new dies from scratch. And while George Morgan did still work at the Mint at that point, he was like 75, 80 years old at that point. And this is in 1918, 1919, 1920. So it wasn't his work as far as I'm concerned. It was the guy who was working under him who was in his 40s at that time. So I don't consider them to be Morgans per se. I consider them to be more of a 1 year, one-off, like, what'd you call it, like a commemorative issue almost. So I personally don't consider 21 Morgans to be part of the collection, of my collection, of the Morgan date set, of the Morgan year set. I don't consider them to be part of it at all. They're just not Morgans, if you ask me, because the design is so different. It's just so radically changed. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I'm sure people disagree. If you disagree and you want to get into a debate about it, feel free to in the comments. I would love to discuss it further with people. If not, hey, that's cool too. Just want to say thanks again for watching and have a nice day.